Hi everybody, thank you for stopping by Living To Do's review of Married at First Sight Season 15, Episode 5, Everything Will Be Okay, and it's really well, like a well in the ocean. Okay, before I get started, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. Let's get started with the review. So let's talk about first couple, Ben and Morgan. Ben and Morgan finally got married. We saw that last week. They had their little, I guess, wedding night and quick trip to Puerto Vallarta to join the rest of the couples. But at their wedding, or at their wedding poses, did you check out those poses? It's like they just got, they were like jail poses. Morgan especially in her wedding dress, looking just like she just got out of cell block H. Okay, we can have fun with it, but I just not something I would ever do in my wedding dress. Ben feels like he is married to an alpha female. So far, so good. I think he's he hit that nail right on the head. She's always talking about her martial arts activity. I can't remember what it is. They did meet each other's parents, which seemed really okay. Everything seemed normal, except Ben asked his new mother-in-law, how many grandkids does she want? He's asking the wrong people for things. He was telling his mother, whatever you don't like about Morgan, they'll change it. And he's asking his mother-in-law how many grandkids she'd like. And the mother-in-law told him, you have to ask her. But I'm sure she wants her grandkids. The wedding night, nothing really much happened. Well, the bridesmaids asked Ben what his expectations were of the wedding night, and he's all, whatever happens, happens. But they were quick to inform him that Morgan gets nasty. Are these things you should tell people? But okay, all right. So far, as far as we know, she didn't. I don't know what she's done, but things seem kind of normal. It was his birthday the next day, and the next day after their wedding, she did bring him birthday cakes with candles in bed, and Ben, he said he wouldn't turn down birthday sex. They gave the couples, this couple, they did show a bowl of condoms. I think they do that for every couple, but they showed it in this one. And Ben was, he informed Morgan that he likes to sleep naked. And she's like, okay. She was like, game for anything. But I think he was sleeping in his boxers. Oh, nice body, Ben. I mean, out of all the guys, I think he has the nicest body. I like his chest. Nice, big, smooth, really nice. So he is 30 years old with his new wife. So congratulations to Ben. I don't know if he really likes her yet, but they got there quick. They got their wedding on, and they got down there real quick. I'm glad that wasn't Alexa that had to wait. She wouldn't have time to get in her vacation braids. The next couple is Kristin and Mitch. One of their excursions or activities was paddleboarding, and they seem to paddleboard. They're both from San Diego. Everybody's from San Diego, but they, I think, spent a lot of time there. They weren't transplants. And they both love the beach, and she looks really nice in her bikini. They really look like a nice couple together. Things are not moving as fast as Kristin would want them to be. And we find out that Mitch doesn't have a physical attraction towards his new wife. He doesn't feel a spark. He's putting pressure on himself to perform, to feel something, and he's just not. He's so filled with anxiety. He places the call, I think it was to his brother. I didn't catch who it was, but to a guy to let them know how he is feeling. And they're just basically telling him to relax, but he feels so much pressure. After the call, he's actually crying because he feels so much pressure. That I didn't expect from Mitch. Huh. Well, and the pressure, he's just putting it on himself. He just needs to take a deep breath and calm down. He wants to tell Kristin that he's not feeling a spark. They have dinner. Kristin wants more, she wants the relationship to advance. And Mitch says he wishes he could be feeling it too, but he's not feeling a physical attraction. And I know that has to hurt Kristin to hear that. She takes it all in stride. She says if she poked and prodded to find out what it was that was holding him back or what the problem was, it would hurt her. It would find whatever it is would hurt her even more. So she would just leave it alone for now anyway. She's feeling really confused. She's she's frustrated because his actions towards her seems like he's interested, but he doesn't do anything. But it just feels like he wants to do more, but he's limiting himself. Kristin, she actually thanked him for talking to her, doing the hard talks. And it's like, I kind of felt bad for her. It's like, I felt like she was thanking him for rejecting her, but she's so diplomatic about it, to the point it almost seems like business, a business deal in a way. But after she thanked him and had a conversation, another silver conversation. This was at dinner. They were I think they were drinking tequila. Was it tequila? Well, after she felt like, it was a hard talk and she wanted to thank him for that, he seemed a little bit more interested in her. So, did the apology, he was attracted to the apology. What is he attracted to? Just that he could be himself, maybe? I'm hoping, though I don't really trust him. They had massages, couple massage, which was cool, outside, and they had a talk afterwards and about this non-connection. And he says the fire can be stoked. I think they didn't have their tequila just yet. Later that night, they had tequila. They were drinking and getting drunk, and they get hot and heavy, but it was turning him on, but they had no sex because Kristin wants to feel wanted and not used, basically. Though she did inform him that on D-Day, on Decision Day, if there's no I love you or no sex, there will be a divorce. She will ask for a divorce. And that's reasonable. I think she should. I think they're both kind of trying. I don't know what Mitch expected. I think he needs counseling. So hopefully when they get back off their honeymoons, that's when the experts come in and he needs to have a little chat with one of them. Next, let's talk about Lindsey and Mitch. Lindsey had a live-in boyfriend at one time. I think this is a boy that she knew since she was from growing up. Is part of her church. They were very religious, 7-day Latter-day Saints, and there's a lot of rules and things like that. And there was, like, I guess, of course, very religious, no sex, no marriage type thing. But Lindsey lived with her boyfriend, and so she did have sex with him. And after that, she hasn't felt love. She hasn't felt love for a man for the last few years. I think it's like 6 years, from 23 to 29. There was a saying back in her school, in her religious days, that ring before spring. So I think a lot of times they graduated high school, and they were just looking to get married by the following spring or get engaged. Now, Lindsey and Mitch, I kind of really like their relationship. They are my favorite couple so far. I love the maturity that they are, that they have in this relationship and displaying it in front of us in a mature way. Though they're different, they have a different approach on love. Love is a choice, is what Mindy thinks. So, and so I think she wants to take her time, be intentional about it. And Miguel thinks love is a feeling, and he feels something and he wants to show his affection. And you know what, I stand with Mindy, because Miguel is acting more and more like a regular guy, which is thinking with the wrong part of his body. And I get what he's saying, you know, in a way, but I think he is moving too fast. And this is what girls want. They want meaningful relationships, and you just want the here and now because you're not waiting. I mean, he is waiting, but he wants to do it. So in that case, I think he's acting like a typical guy. There is an age difference. She graduated high school in 2011 and he graduated in 2013. So I didn't know their age difference was that much. Or did I know that? I thought they were both in their 30s. I think they're both in their 30s still. Maybe they're just 6 years apart. So 6, 7 years apart. Mitch, he opened up to Lindsey, that he's from Queens. His parents divorced when he was 10. His father moved him to Puerto Rico. What we didn't know, his mom, I don't know if she really left the family, but she's a schizophrenic. So it's mental health issues that she had is why she left the family. And he didn't really understand it at the time. He treated her bad because of the way she was acting. Though it's interesting that he grew up to be a doctor of neuroscience. To understand his mother, he has more compassion for her now. And Lindsey loved the fact that even though he felt so much hurt and rejection from his mother, that he still has love and empathy for her, that he has compassion. Yeah, that was really commendable. I like that about Miguel. Basically, he's just a good kid. He understands, especially with the medical background. He's giving his mother grace. And I think the way her name should just be Mindy. The way Lindsey and Miguel are getting along, I love how they were approaching this. They were, to me, building a foundation, getting to know each other, and I love the maturity level of it. And opening up helps Lindsey open up when it helps Lindsey's walls come down when Miguel opens up. And she says her walls are more like a hedge now that you can look over. That means she's getting closer to him. Now, one thing that Miguel did disclose is that his needs are getting met. He just said that. He didn't go into detail because they're not having any sex, but something is going on between them. I'm sure that's not, kissing is not getting his needs met. One reason why Lindsey is moving slow because of her religion. She's still kind of connected, but because they've given her that guilt and shame has stuck with her after losing her virginity to her boyfriend and not, saving it for marriage. So she does have guilt about that. So that's one reason why she wants to move slower. They had a good time at the pool and they were like dating, it was like being on a date and they were kissing. It was just moving along the way I think it should. And then he gave her a massage. He gets on her back. I think he got a little excited to be on her back as well. The optics of that. And he gave her a massage and they just seem to be progressing, I think, rather normally. And I really like, this is to me how Married at First Sight should be. I just like the way they are progressing. like so far, like Ben and Morgan, mainly Morgan, they're kind of boring me, and I think Mitch is a little weird, but Lindsey and Miguel, I like it. I like it for them. Okay, let's talk about Sasha and Nate. They were in the jacuzzi. They're on camera mainly because Nate seems to be obsessed with being on camera, though there hasn't been any sex yet. So all that heavy petting in the shower didn't really lead to sexual intercourse. So that remains to be seen. However, Nate feels that's going to happen while they're on their honeymoon. They go ATV riding, and Stasha's a very cautious driver, and Nate wants to go fast, and he's taking selfies. He's not being right by her. He's going off on his own and doing videos and very into himself. A little too much. I'm like, is Nate into this marriage or into himself? And Stasha brought it up to him how he is really focused not so much on her, and she wants more attention from him. And Nate says he'll try to be more conscious of her when the cameras are on. Let's see how well he does. They have a little dinner and or lunch, I think it was, and Stasha spoke to her mother, and she told Nate about it, and she said that her mom mentioned to her that, you have a bankruptcy, and he explained it was a bad business dealing, or it was a business, I guess the business went belly up for whatever reason, so they had to file a bankruptcy, and that's when he moved to San Diego. I'm thinking, is he running away from something? Is that why he went to San Diego? And I don't know what happens to your credit score, but he says his credit score went back to normal. I don't know if that's true. I never heard that before, but it seems like you have a credit score that hurts your credit. It doesn't go back to normal. Anyway, and if he, you should know that because you're in finance. What? This dude he's smoking mirrors. And this girl's in accounting, so if that's not true and you say something like that to her, she's going to know you're full of crap. So this is a good time to ask. She asked for a post-nup. At first, she's like, he was like, you don't trust your boy. But then he understood. They've only known each other 3 days. She needs to protect her assets. And she basically says, she doesn't get a post-nup, there's going to be a divorce because she has to protect her assets. She doesn't know this guy. He thinks it's fair and practical. He says it hurts, but he has to build trust. And you know what I thought on that? I still think that's a manipulative move to act like it's all okay right now. I don't trust him. It might be a game he's still pulling. I just have a sense. Anyway, they talk about kids, and she wants kids right now, like in a year, and he wants kids in maybe 2 to 3 years. She is older. She's at 37. He's 33, and he makes a statement like, "Yeah, because you got to have kids with the right person." And she stopped him right there. Right person? We're married. What other person would there be? Megan? Who? Your friend who shopped for the wedding ring for Stasha? You gotta have it with the right person. I don't know. That was like you're feeling that she may possibly not be the right person. I don't know. Okay, last couple is Justin and Alexis. They go horseback riding, and they look they're having fun. And Alexis, in her confessional, says that she knows that Justin loves her by the way he looks at her. And they had a sit down, and he told her that he loved her. It was very, very sweet. Very, very too soon, if you ask me. And she says that she knows that he is made for her. She likes all the attention that she's getting from him. I don't know if she's ever had it before. She said she's been proposed to 3 times. That could have been a lie. She's really responding to this attention, though. She says she can't tell him. She told him, I can't tell you that I love you right now. She's not willing to say it. And I don't know if she's feeling something. It just could be newness, lust. But love, I don't know. What I do know is that they both want to be loved. So, I know everybody wants to be loved, granted. But these two want to be loved so desperately. And that's what I'm seeing in both of them. Justin, he cried. And I know he didn't cry. I don't think he cried because she couldn't say I love you back to him. I think he cried actually for tears of joy that he feels a certain way about her, and he's not embarrassed to say he loves her. He's not embarrassed to be without clothes, his shirt on, walk around in the nude in front of other people because he feels that comfortable with her. I'm happy for him. And I honestly think it could have been anybody sitting across the table from him, anybody, at the altar with him, whoever it was. I think he would have loved them regardless. He screams to me, somebody please love me. That's what I get from him. So if anybody's willing to love him back, he's all in. And that's the way I see it. Also in this episode, the group gets together, all the couples, all 5 couples are together. And right away when Morgan and Ben get with the group, Alexa informs them that Justin is celibate. She just keeps traveling with this info. It doesn't need to be anybody else's business. And at one point, the girls go off together and the guys go off together. And Alexa, actually, it was Sasha who said she didn't know her father. And she's going to take Nate's name, which is Barnes. Sasha Barnes will be her name. Even if it doesn't work out, she's going to keep that name. She has no connection to her father. But it's interesting. I guess she has his name, but she never met him. She said she never met him. So she will dump that name in a minute. Alexis says she did know her father, but they weren't close. And she's going to take Justin's name. And when this happened, Sasha cried when Alexis spoke. So I don't know what Alexis said. Maybe something was edited out, but it seems like Sasha was kind of hurt by Alexis having a father, or something she said about that was different than Sasha, and she cried a little there, and I just felt really bad for her. I'm not sure what really went down, but I could see how Alexis could say something that would hurt Stasha's feelings. She just comes off as that kind of person. She said, Stasha, that she always wanted to know her dad, though. So I wondered if they would try to find him in one of these episodes. That would be good. That'd be interesting. Finding a parent that you had no relationship with while you're on the show. When Justin's talking to the guys, he told Alexis that he loved her. And I think Miguel is, if you feel it, say it type person. Because if he feels it and he wants to have sex, he should. So he's all in with that. Nate, though, was in the confessional, and he thinks that Justin's a little too excited. And this is why he's rushing in to say, I love you. Miguel tells the group that he's not opposed to mediocre sex with Lindy, because he feels something. He doesn't care. And that's how he's acting like a guy, just a regular guy, and he's not like a step above. He's just being regular when you say things like that. Anyway, Kristin tells the girls, though, everybody's telling a little about themselves and whatnot, but Kristin tells them she is going to talk to them, but she's going to wait a day later because she's going to tell them everything. So I think she's going to tell them about how she was let down and it came on to her real hard. That's what I'm thinking she's going to say. And so she doesn't disclose anything right there because they're on a boat. They're on this like yacht boat or caravan. I don't know what it is. It's some type of boat in the middle of the ocean called Fat Cat. And they're all in there. They're all kind of separate, but they're all on the boat. I guess they're going to have time away in the next episode and the next day, and she will be able to talk to them more. But that is it for now. I thank you all for staying to the end. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. Also, check out my other videos, TV and movie reviews, and travel videos as well. Thank you so much. I gotta go because I got living to do. Bye.